Dear children, good morning. We have discussed different operations on data frame. So, next topic in data frame is iteration in data frame. So, iteration means repetition of a certain statement. So, iteration in general term for taking each item of something one after another is called iteration. So Pandas data frame consists of rows and columns. So in order to iterate over data frame, we have to iterate a data frame like a dictionary. So iteration can be either row wise or column wise. So in order to perform column wise iteration, we have a function called iter items. We have a function called iter items. And in order to perform iteration row wise, we have a function called iter rows. So iter rows perform row wise iteration and iter items perform column wise iteration. So let us see what is iter items function. So to perform iteration column wise, we use iter items function. df dot iter items iterates over vertical subsets in the form of column index comma series. So the data frame object, that is the name of the data frame, dot iter items function will retrieve the vertical subsets in the form of, the output will be in the form of column index comma series, will be in the form of column index then comma series. So the iter items method iterates over the data frame column wise. So the iteration is performed column wise. First one column will be iterated, then the next column, then the other column. So the iter items function iterates through the data frame column wise. That is iteration, first column is first column values are executed, then the next column, and then again the next column. So iteration is performed column wise in iter items function. Iter items method iterates over data frame column wise, where each vertical subset is in the form of column index comma series, where series contain all row values for that column index. Series contain all row values of that column index. So all the row values in that particular column will be in that series. So let us see how this function works with the help of a program. So we have a program. For that we first import pandas as pd, then we have a dictionary dict equal to, in parenthesis, key name, then its corresponding value. 4 values are there: Aparna, Pankaj, Sudhir and Geeku. Then next key degree and its corresponding value, which is in a list, that is MBA, BCA, MTech, MBA. Then again next key score and its corresponding value 90, 40, 80, 98. So we are creating a data frame using this dictionary. So we can write the function as df. We are creating a data frame named df. df is equal to pd dot data frame in bracket dict. So our new data frame will have, three columns. They are the keys in this dictionary: name, degree and score. These are the 3 columns with column names name, degree and score, with the values in that particular list, with the values as the column values, and the key will be the column name and its corresponding values will be in the particular position of in that column. So we have 3 columns, name, degree and score, and its corresponding values are also printed. So when we apply iter function, we have 2 control variables. In for loop we have 2 control variables. One is key and the other is value. Any value, any name we can provide for the control variable. Either we can name it as I, j, any value. Here we have given the name key, value in df.iterItems. So df.iterItems is the function to perform column wise iteration. So we are printing print key, then print value. So what value is obtained for key and what value is obtained for value will be printed. So let us see by executing this statement what output is obtained. So here we have a print df statement. So it will print our data frame. So the data frame obtained is this. We have a data frame like this. It has 3 columns, name, degree and score, and column names are name, degree and score, and row indices are 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we execute this for loop, for key, value in df.iterItems, print key, print value. So you can see the output is generated like this. When we print key is executed, the key is printed. First column name is printed. So it is executing column wise, that is first column name index will be printed, then its series. So you can see this is a series containing the values in that particular list, values of the key dictionary. So name is the column name and its value is represented in the form of series. So these are the Aparna, Pankaj, Sudhir and Geeku is a series and its indices are 0, 1, 2, 3. So the column iterItems function will return the output in the form of column index, series. So series will contain the values in that particular column. So since it is a for loop, all the columns will be returned, all the values in all the columns will be returned. So the first column is printed, its corresponding series is printed, then the for loop will again iterate and produce the output as next column, that is degree, its series, degree and its values are printed as series. So you can see this is a series containing different degrees and its corresponding index. So series is always one dimensional. So you can see column name and a series is printed. Again it is a for loop, then the next column name and its series is printed. Here name means the name of the column, name means name of the column, data type of the column. Then again here also name and its data type. Name is degree, its data type is object, because it is a series object, so it is written object. Then here also the name is score and data type is int 64. So we have studied how the iterItems function works. It iterates on column wise or based on the columns. So now let us see how iteration is performed row wise. So iter rows function is used for iterating over rows. So that can be used with the help of data frame object dot iter rows. Data frame object means the name of the data frame. So df dot iter rows iterates over horizontal subsets in the form of row index comma series. This iter row function will retrieve the values in the form of row index and a series. The iter rows method iterates over data frame column wise. Iterates over the data frame column wise. The iter row method iterates over the data frame row wise, where each horizontal data subset is in the form of row index comma series, where series contains all column values for that row index. So the iteration is performed row wise. First row, then the second row, then third row, and then fourth row. So the output of iter row function is in the form of row index comma series. So here you can see the row index are q tr1, q tr2. These are the row index. So the output will be in the form of row index comma series, and the series will contain all column values of that particular row index. So the series will be in the form of all the column values of that particular index. Whereas in this function, iter items function, the series had all the values of that particular single column. But in iter rows function, the series will have all the values of different values of all different columns of that particular row index. So let us see how this program works. So we import pandas as PD, the same program. Then dict equal to a dictionary equal to, dictionary always starts with a curly brace and ends with a curly brace. Then it has a key and a value pair. So key is the name, which will be the column name of the data frame. Name, then colon, its value. Value is a list. Then again another column, its list. Value is a list. Then again another column, score, and its value, which is a list. So we create a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame in bracket dict. That is, from the dictionary we are creating a data frame df by using the function data frame. Then when we print df, our data frame, the output will be this. So this is a data frame containing 3 columns, name, degree and score. These name, degree and score were the keys of the dictionary dict. When we converted this into the data frame, these keys became the column names of that particular data frame. And the row indices are 0, 1, 2, 3 because we didn't specify any index. So it is by default 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we apply this iter rows function for key comma value in df dot iter rows. So df is our data frame, then iter rows is the iterating function. So for key comma value are the control variables in the for loop. So this can be any value, that is I comma j, a comma b, any value can be, any name can be given. Here we have given the name key comma value to represent key value pairs. So you can see we have printed print key, print value separately. So we'll get first the key value will be printed, then the value will be printed. First key will be printed, then corresponding value will be printed. So you can see when the for loop iterates, the output obtained is, first it is iterating row wise, that is the row index, then value of all the columns of that particular row. You can see first row index 0, then the column names index, name, and its value. The next column name degree and its value. Next column name score and its value. So you can see this is a series with name, degree and score are indices of that series. It is the index of the series with corresponding values Aparna, MBA and 90. So the iter rows function generates a output with the row index and a series. You can see row index 0, then a series containing the values in that column, values in that in row 0. Then the next, this, since it is a for loop, all the values in that data frame will be printed. So next index 1 will be printed and its corresponding series, that is name is the next index, its corresponding value, degree, then its corresponding value, score, then its corresponding value. So this is another series. Again the index, row index 2 is printed, then its corresponding series. Series is a one-dimensional data structure. So the data in this series are Sudhir MTech 80 and its indices are name, degree and score. Then next index, row index is 3, only 0 to 3 are there. So 0 to 3 is printed like this. Then the index 3, then its series, name, Geetu, degree, MBA, score 98. So the output is obtained like this. So you can see the difference like this. Here column name is given, then the series is row index and the particular values in that particular column. But in iter rows function you can see row index is printed, then the series contains the column names as the index and particular values in that column as the values in that series. So this is how the iter rows function and iter items function works. Next is head and tail functions. So this head and tail function we have studied for our series. So same it is for data frame also. So data frame, let us see what are head and tail functions. So data frame dot head function fetches the first n rows from the data frame. The top n rows from the data frame are fetched with the help of head function, and data frame dot tail function fetches the last n rows from the pandas data frame. So let us see how this head and tail function works. So the head function, let us see how this head function works. For that, import pandas as PD. Then we have a dictionary student with keys as name, its value as name of the students. Then English is another key with name of number of, with a list containing marks. Then economics is another key, then the marks in economics. Then IP is another key, marks in IP. Then accounts another key, marks in accounts. So when we print our data frame, we have created a data frame, df is equal to pd data frame in bracket the dictionary student. So when we print df, we get the output like this. We get a data frame with row index 0 to 4 and column index, column values, name, English, economics, IP, accounts and its corresponding values. So when we apply head function, df dot head in bracket the value n, that is how many columns, how many rows we have to display. So here it is 2. So first 2 rows of the data frame will be displayed. So the first 2, you can see first 2 top 2 rows of the data frame is printed. Next function is tail function. So like the head function retrieves the first n elements, first n rows of the data frame. Likewise, the tail function returns the last n rows of the data frame. So we have to import the data frame, import pandas as PD. Then we have a dictionary student where key and value pairs are there. Key name, its corresponding value, then English is another key, then its corresponding value, then economics another key, its corresponding value, then IP is another key, its corresponding value, then accounts is another key, its corresponding value. So we are creating a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame in bracket student, which is our dictionary, which we are converting into data frame df. So print df, we obtain the output like this. Our data frame containing 5 columns: name, English, economics, IP and accounts. So when we apply the tail function to that data frame, that is print df dot tail in bracket, the parameter given for value for n is 2. So this tail function will retrieve the values for the last 2 columns of that data frame, the last 2 columns of that data frame. So you can see this is our data frame, and by applying the tail function you can see the last 2 columns of this data frame is returned. Then next topic is Boolean indexing. So Boolean indexing is a type of indexing which uses actual values of the data in the data frame, that is using Boolean vector. In order to access a data frame with Boolean index, we have to create a data frame in which index of the data frame consists of a Boolean value, that is true or false. So we have seen in previous programs the index of the data frame is either numbers or names or characters. Likewise, we can set the index with a Boolean value. The index of the data frame can be set with a Boolean value, that is true or false. Let us see an example of that. So for that, first import pandas as PD. Then we have a dictionary dict is equal to name is the key, then its corresponding value is a list containing the name of different students. Then degree is another key and its corresponding value is a list containing degrees of different degrees. Then score is another key, then its value is in square brackets is list containing the score in different degrees. So we create a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame in bracket dict comma index is equal to true comma false comma true comma false. We are giving an index value, that is Boolean value, as the index. Then when we print this data frame, you can see the data frame is printed like this with column name, degree and score, and you can see the index value instead of 0, 1, 2, 3 it is printed as true false because we have given here the index value as true false. So then we can apply LOC and ILOC functions on this data frame to retrieve the values. So if the index is set by Boolean indexing, we can retrieve the data convenient results easily. we can retrieve the convenient results easily other than the other type of indexing. A set of values can be retrieved at a time. That is, we can either retrieve the index with true or either retrieve the index with false. So we can see how the output is obtained when using an LOC function. So LOC function will retrieve the result based on the name given to the index. So here we have print df dot loc in square bracket true. So it is given true. All the values with index true will be displayed. So you can see the output using LOC. From the data frame, the output obtained for LOC is, you can see the data frame, the rows with index true is only returned, and the index data, the rows with index false is not retrieved. So there is another method of retrieval by using ILOC, that is using row index value. This can be done as print df dot ILOC 1. So by using ILOC we can print, you can see the output obtained is the index with the data frame, the row with index value 1. So the first index will have value 0, the second index will have the value 1. So you can see the second index, that is index row with index value 1, that is name is Pankaj, degree is VCA, score is 40. That result is only obtained. So we can give Boolean value as index to the data frame. If we give Boolean value as the index, then it becomes easy to retrieve a set of data based on that index. Consider another example. Import pandas as PD. We have a dictionary called game. Game is equal to keys day colon Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. These are the values for the key day. And there is another key called points, and it has certain numbers, a list containing certain numbers as value. So these numbers are the number of points in a certain game obtained in during Monday, and then Tuesday this much points they obtained, then each day the number of points they got for a certain game. So we create a data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame, then the dictionary game comma, we are giving an index value, index is equal to true false true false true. Then when we print df, we are printing the data frame. So you can see we can set the index value in such a way that we have true for we have won the game and false we didn't lose the game. So all the true represent we can set in any way. So I am just saying an example. So true can be given as won the game. So in those days where the values are index value is true, we have won the game, and for index value false we have lost the game, lost the game. So when we print this data frame, you can see the day and points are the two columns in that data frame, and true false true false true are the index values. So you can see when we apply df dot loc true to display the values with index true, when we print that, you can see the output obtained is this: day and points are the two columns in that data frame, and the indices with value true is only, the rows with index true is only obtained as output. So in this way, if we specify Boolean indexing, we can retrieve a set of values. So if we want to know in which all days we have won the game, so we can use this type of indexing to know which all days we have won that game. Okay children, try out these examples, all these questions. Okay, thank you. For today's class only this much.